Types of Honkai Star Rail players. The Optimizer. This is the person who wakes up every morning early so that he doesn't waste any Trailblaze power. He grinds relics. He optimizes his characters to the most extreme just so he can deal more damage. Every time his crit stats increase, he experiences 3 orgasms at the same time. The places where you can find these players are usually Pride when tier lists and comments in the Honkai Star Rail guide videos. These types of players are usually the ones who are mislabeled as meta slaves from hypercasuals. The realist. The realist is the type of person who is very similar to Optimizer, but he knows that getting 4 stacks of crit rate on your relic is impossible. So for this type of player, rolling any sort of crit stat is a win, no matter how small it is. The number of characters this player builds will be smaller because they want to hyper-focus their resources on very few specific characters so they can clear the hardest content in the game. They would struggle mentally every single day to either pull for the character they really like or to pull for that signature light cone that can increase their damage. Because their blade with 140 crit damage, 70% crit rate and 6000 health, and equipped with R5 secret vow, just doesn't deal enough damage. The casual, the majority of the community. The players who log in every few days, do their dailies, log out, maybe try some harder content down the line, spend a couple of bucks, maybe buy a battle pass, and enjoy the game with no stress, because in the end of the day, it's just a game. They will use their resources on one specific character that will help them to clear the game. And they will build the other characters because they like them. When there's nothing to do, they will log out and wait for the next patch to come so they can experience the new type of story. The waifu over meta, or how they are scientifically known as. How dare you to ask if this character is good or not? She is my waifu, of course she is good, you meta slave. Every character in the game can clear the content with decent enough investment, so why are you caring about meta so much? And why are you disrespecting my comfort character? You just don't understand, me and Kafka are in the intimate relationship. And our love is real, neither you nor my mother will understand. I hope you break your legs, you meta slave. Yep, these types of people, you should avoid them at all time. The best thing you can do is do not engage with them because they crave attention. They crave validation. They want to know that the choice they made is right. And if you want to piss them off, you can just say this very simple phrase. Your character is low on the tier list. After hearing this simple phrase, they will disintegrate into nothingness. Because funnily enough, these types of people are the ones who care the most about meta. And this is because they want to feel validated. And if somebody tells them otherwise, they just scream insults at them. But this type of player can de-evolve into something even worse. The hyper-casual. Let me tell you about these pieces of doo-doo, the worst type of players imaginable. And you are probably asking, why? Why is that so? Well, let me explain. The hyper-casual is the one who complains about everything in the game. They don't build characters, they don't level up characters, they don't level up character traces. And they scream because their level 20 Pela cannot defeat level 50 Dragonfish. And then they go to Twitter, they cry, they scream, and they beg the developers to decrease every enemy's level in the story to level 1, to decrease their speed by million, and to give them every single status effect in the game so they die on their own. And if their demands aren't met, their rage will increase, transforming them into something much worse. The Twitter freak. The person who doesn't even play the game anymore. Instead, they spend every single hour of their day on Twitter bashing other content creators, bashing people who enjoy the game, attacking voice actors, sending death threats, and generally being annoying for no reason at all. The types of people who are the result of their drunken father who decided to have intercourse with a goat instead of his wife. And these types of players are a result of that. These types of players will try to do anything to screw other people off. For example, harassing people in real life, sending threats, and many other horrible things. A lot of them came from the Genshin side. At least that's my headcanon. The whales, aka the people who are making sure that the CEO of Hoyoverse can buy his 5th Bugatti this week. The person who looks at the character who hasn't even come out and says to themselves, yeah, I'm going to E6 that character and I'm going to give them R5 signature light cone. Just because I can. No, there's nothing wrong with having every single character in the game and having every single character have their signature light cone. But is it really necessary to go above that? Because at that point everything will just die in few attacks, so why bother? These types of players have a lot, maybe every single character built, because the resources they have are much greater than every other player. And when it comes to characters, they don't really need to bother that much, because character with R5 signature light cone and E6 Eidolon will just destroy anything in the game, so you can pass with bad or decent relics. They spend a lot of money in the game and that gives them more enjoyment, so all power to them. The Startruck, aka baby's first gacha. This type of player found the game accidentally or maybe got recommended from a friend. And starting as a new player, everything is so incredible to them. They're amazed how is this game free. They're exploring. They're having fun. They're pulling for whoever they want. This is the best game they have ever played. And then boom! They hit a wall. Also known as the stamina system. And this is when the second stage begins. The anger. Why are they stopping me from playing the game? I want to play more. Wait, what do you mean that I have nothing else to do when I do dailies? Who designed the game like this? Then depression starts. Oh my god, what am I going to do? I want this character, but I spend everything on this other character. This is my favorite character in the game and now I cannot pull him because I don't have enough. Then, after accepting their fate, they will choose the group to belong to and become one of these types of players. Next one on our lists, the aroused one. These guys play the game for only one reason and one reason only. Every time they see Kafka, Black Swan or any other character, they just scream in ecstasy. Then they go on very particular sites like Rule 34 to continue with their endeavors. These guys spend more time on Rule 34 than actually playing the game. But let me tell you, this is not just the male players. Female players in this game are also very unhinged. If you want to find these players, just go on any AI chatting site. This is their natural habitat. And you know, there is nothing wrong with this. If you want to stroke your pickaxe or mine your cave, there is nothing wrong with that. Just don't overdo it, because remember, these characters are not real. Go outside and find a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And the last but not the least, free to play by the way or flexer. One of the most annoying types of people you are going to encounter. They either have a god tier accounts or insane amount of luck, and they are just not going to shut up about it. They're going to go on subreddits, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere where there's the community. And then they're going to say these few words. Hey, I got Black Swan and her signature light cone in 110 pool. Free to play, by the way. I'm so much better than you. Now, there is no player in the world who can just skyrocket your blood pressure like these people. And that is exactly what they want. One of the common tactics they also use is that they will show you their account, which is God tier, and they will ask something like, is my account good enough? Or something like that. While having perfect relics and signature Litecoin or even some Eidolons as well. They really like twisting your nuts like that. But just like girls on OnlyFans, without attention, they will die like an ancient dinosaurs. So don't fall for the rage bait. So yeah, this is some of the players I have encountered while playing the game. Maybe in the future I will make a part 2, when I find more types of players to talk about. And if you have encountered any types of players who are just as annoying or even more, please tell me in the comments. That is all for today. Alok out.